Welcome and welcome back, my dear Tarot pals, to another Pick a Card reading, or rather, pick an image reading, whichever way you want to go with it. Hello and welcome. If you've just found me through an algorithm search, I post on YouTube timeless tarot readings unless they're specifically mentioned to be different, which, like in this one, whenever you find this video, 2 years from now is what we are asking Spirit. What would be some destined events, things that are destined to happen within the next 2 years of your life. I'm also on Instagram, so feel free to join me there. There is content that gets posted on my Instagram profile as readings that does not, of course, show up on the YouTube channel. Thank you again if you have been a continued Taropal supporter, whether that's through PayPal donations, whether that's through sending me decks, whether that's through booking paid personal readings with me. All of that is truly deeply appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we'll start with that note. And apart from the thumbnail images, if you'd like a quick second way of picking your piles, I'm going to go ahead and give you one of these cards turned around from each of these piles so that you can make your selection like that. It's of course a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Not every message is for you. You can of course feel drawn to more than one pile. That is absolutely natural. Let's go ahead with the first card. So we have the number 7 and the image is a sword. Or rather the painting. The card is called Sword and that's your painting. Okay, so that's option 1. For option number 2, we have Villain and the number 38. Okay, and for option number 3, we have Grey with the number 37. Like I said, you can go ahead and, pick more than one pile. If that's what you're drawn to, you can make a selection through these piles or through the images that are posted on the thumbnail. If you need more time to make your selection, pause the video. Do pay attention to your intuition, trust it, and I'm going to see you in your respective folder. Hello and welcome. Pile number 1. We will start with your oracle cards. We are asking Spirit certain destined events that are meant to happen in the next 2 years from you. Whenever you're watching this reading. So we had Sword. The next card we have is Feast with the number 29. Slow down and celebrate yourself. I love that card. We have Princess. You can be your own knight with the number 1. Okay. So we have 1, 2, and 7, certain relevant numbers popping up. These could be the number of months that it takes for some of these events to play out. This could also be your life path number, just some additional confirmation for those of you who find resonance with any of these numbers, okay? Let us look at, just give me a second, let's make space here. Okay, now I'm going to look at, so we have 3 major arcanas from the major arcana deck. We have the Angel Card Guidance deck. We're going to use this one for guidance after the tarot cards are done. So I'm going to keep this to the side. And we're going to look at your 3 major arcanas before we get into your major tarot section. So pile number 1, who doesn't want to see the sun? So we have the Sun card. We'll place that right here. We have Wheel of Fortune. Oh, wow. Pile number 1s. Okay. And we have the Hanged Man. Okay. Let's start talking. Some destined events to unfold in the next 2 years for you. The very first event or the very first change or the that I see right at the get-go, we have 2 swords here. If you notice, we have a sword in her hand and we have a sword in her hand as well. The sword is associated with Archangel Michael. It's associated with the zodiac sign of Libra, and it always is associated with truth or seeing the truth or protecting the truth. For many of you, in the next 2 years, there is going to be a radical acceptance and a radical revelation of your own truth. So let's say where you are today, you have a certain amount of mental fog about when it comes to what is it that I want to do with my career. It's a general reading, right? So I'm giving examples. What do I want to do with my career? Who do I want to be? By the time it's, by the time I'm of 50 or I'm at 60, whatever your age number is. So where you stand today for this pile, within the next 2 years, what destiny will definitely make happen for you is you are going to be in alignment, in acceptance of your core truth, the truth of your own being, the truth of who you want to be, what your aspirations are. So in short, events that lead to grounded clarity and acceptance of your own truth. Okay, there is a fog also when it comes to how, when it comes to your health. I do see fruits here, I do see hanged man, and then I see a girl cutting her hair. And sun is always related to vitality. Another destined event for you to happen is that whatever body goals, and when you're watching this reading, I want you to set some. And I'm not saying that everybody has to be somebody with a six-pack ab, but when I say body goals, our physical appearance, our physical vessel in which our soul resides, holds a lot of space and a lot of impact on our confidence, on our ability to see ourselves, to engage with the world. In the next 2 years, however you may look, you are going to go through a drastic physical transformation. And this is very linked again to the clarity that you hold of who you really want to be, what kind of person you really want to be out there in the world. Okay, within the next 2 years, there's also a turn of events. The Wheel of Fortune always indicates a turn of events where somebody, when you don't really know where it's coming from, it's like a spin of the luck, a turn of the tables, which gets you very content with, again, your looks, the way you speak. So for this pile, I strongly feel I'm reading for people who struggle with self-esteem, especially when it comes to body image, when it comes to eating habits, when it comes to their inner knowing of who they are. And a lot of what other people tell you, a lot of what the social media content you consume has been driving your self-image. So in the next 2 years, one of the destined events to happen is a much clearer, aligned self-image, and linked to that happens the body transformation. Okay, some of you may actually go through also a change in your belief system, a change in and by belief system, I mean this could be a change in your religion. This could be you coming in contact with people who have very, if you're an atheist, you may start believing in God. If you are somebody who's been stringently religious in a certain way, you may start exploring different religions. So when it comes to faith, especially spirituality, religion, there's a shift, there is a change, and there's a sense of surrender, there's a sense of alignment. Okay, if you're somebody who's, by the way, into any form of holistic healing, that could be Reiki healing, that could be you're a yoga teacher, destiny will turn tides when it comes to your financial abundance. Okay, and it will come through your ability to stay honest and stay clear with where you're going with your holistic healing, whatever that could mean. That could mean tarot reading, that could mean crystal healing, but I'm talking any and every kind of a holistic healing profession. There is more financial abundance that is lined up for you in the next 2 years. With the hangman showing up here, the last message I want to give before I move ahead to the third, to the second part of the reading is there's a change in perspective. The hangman always talks about looking at something upside down and surrendering to what reality is, surrendering it to what the Wheel of Fortune is bringing into your life. There's a change in perspective when it comes to your understanding of femininity or women, or what you believe to be is graceful, beautiful, feminine. Now this will mean different things. If you're a man, you may start liking different kind of women that you've never really liked, or you've never really taken a preference to. This can also mean within a masculine, within the gender of the man, a change in what you consider to be an active masculine side of yourself and an active feminine side of yourself. If you're a woman who's watching this, or you resonate with the active feminine side of yourself, this could again also mean a shift in understanding of what femininity, feminism, your inner softness is connected with, and that is what destiny will unfold. Now these are the things that I do see will happen. I want to look into your tarot and see how does this unfold, who all are playing a role in the shift, in the change that you're bringing in. Okay, a very funny message, but particular message. Some of you may buy a lot of furniture in the next 2 years, okay? I know that's not really a part of the destiny, but I do see a lot of furniture. There's a bed she's sitting on, there's a throne, there's a mirror. So some sort of a home renovation, some sort of a change when it comes to your overall house furnishings and furniture is also highly likely seen. I think many of you have already been planning it while you're watching this reading. So I don't think the change in furniture is something as farther away as I see the other changes, which are going to be much more slower, but much more clearer as you proceed. Overall, I definitely do see a better health, a better self-esteem lined up for you in the next 2 years unfolding. I am curious to see how the Wheel of Fortune is spread across when we get into the tarot reading, because there's clearly something that the universe is doing for you over and beyond. Some of you, very particular message, may feel very connected, or you may attract somebody who's more like a soul sister to you, okay? Like a sisterhood, or becoming a part of a community, which makes you feel like you have like-minded females around you, okay? On that note, let us move towards the second part, wherein I'm curious to see, let's expand on this. So give me a minute. Let me clear out your tarot cards, your oracle cards here, and we'll then jump right into the tarot deck. Okay, so for pile number 1, this part we are going to shuffle on camera. We will take reversals. We are asking Spirit to tell us some destined events, and there it goes, Knight of Cups. Okay, if you are single and looking, there's definitely romantic proposals coming your way, okay? There's definitely somebody who will wear their heart on their sleeves and will mean to offer you a genuine loving connection with the Knight of Cups. Could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but there's an offer of love. If you are not somebody who's single and looking, and that's not really on the cards for you, that's not what you're currently interested in, this may also mean that you feel a certain amount of romance towards life, romance towards general in life. We don't always have to have a partner to romanticize life, but you're able to romanticize life in whatever form that means to you. Queen of Swords. We have a lot of swords energy. Again, she's holding a sword, and anyway, the Queen of Swords does hold one. You're going to become much stronger in the next 2 years, pile number 1, when it comes to your sense of discernment, when it comes to cutting away from any kind of a BS that people try to sell you. You'll be able to see right through the nonsense that people sell, okay? We have the Four of Wands. Very specific message. Again, don't take if that doesn't resonate. For some of you in the next 2 years, you may actually decide that marriage is not something that is meant for you. Now, for some of you, that may mean an actual divorce if you're married. Again, don't take the message if that doesn't resonate. For some of you, it may mean that you do not believe in the institution of marriage, or you're not really feeling as connected to the concept of marriage overall, okay? What does pile number 1 need to know? What's some destined events happening for pile number 1? We have the World reversed. Okay, if you are someone who has had, now this will mean 2 different things to people. For some of you who have been always afraid of exploring the world, like international travel or taking international trips, that may change for you, and that may change because of, again, this person, the romantic connection that you're drawing, or it could be that you're just romanticizing life and you have the courage to go out there, make a passport and see the world, okay? For some of you, that's what it unfolds. For others of you, if you are somebody who is in any kind of a profession that typically keeps you globetrotting or traveling a lot, that may significantly reduce, okay? So depending on which side of the spectrum you are, there's a change in your travel plans, okay? Overall travel scene that comes in. What are some destined events that Spirit wants to share with us for the next 2 years? For pile number 1, okay? We have the King of Coins, King of Pentacles. Rise in money. Some of you may inherit ancestral money. That's what the King of Coins also indicates sometimes. But overall, a stable financial place, which is why I think a lot of you travel for work and you may choose to change your profession because you want something more stable. You want something to be more home. For others of you, you may actually start traveling more because now you have enough financial planning done around it, okay? This could also mean that some of you in the next 2 years will also come in contact with somebody who's very financially literate. What do I mean by that? Wow, that's the next card that already flipped, King of Swords. Who has the knowledge and the ability to teach you how to grow your money, how to grow your investments, how does businesses work. So you can come in contact. Oh my God, look at that. I'm going to put the King of Swords and the King of Cups, King of Swords and the Queen of Swords together. That's an active masculine and an active feminine coming in together. There's a lot of analytical skills that you're going to gain in the next 2 years. So if you're somebody who always feels that I make decisions from my heart, I'm not very practical, that is that's destiny is changing that for you through certain events. Okay. Let's see. What does pile number 2? Okay, we have the 2 of Wands reversed. Yeah, for many of you, it does feel like you're going to travel much lesser. For some of you, this could mean, very few of you, that you may become a parent, and that may significantly reduce your ability to travel. But yeah, something to do with travel plans is repeatedly showing up in the next 2 years. Okay. Very few of you may also come in contact with somebody who is from your native land and then turns into a romantic, and whatever native land means to you. Okay, you could be living currently in another city. There could be another city which is your native hometown, however that may get plays out. Okay, I just realized that our camera is a little defocused, so let's push this ahead. Okay, and we're good. All right. Something that destiny may also bring in, we have the 2 fours. For very few of you, you may inherit a certain amount of property or a certain amount of financial gain, but within the next 2 years itself, you may end up also donating it away or giving it away as charity or deciding to share it with somebody who's a loved one. So some sort of a money coming in or abundance coming in, and then you choosing to share it with the larger community, okay? And or rather you're being asked to do so. We'll take 2 more cards. What is destined to happen in the next 2 years? If you are somebody who's studying in any profession where analytical skills like scientists, law, these things, those kind of professions, I do see a lot of financial abundance, a lot of growth for you guys. Okay, so there's this time you're literally destined for certain professions like that. If you're somebody who's always been right-brained, in the next 2 years you may start changing into left-brained. Okay, let's look at 2 more cards. What is destiny unfolding? What's going to happen for pile number 1? Okay, we have the 9 of Cups reversed. Interesting message. We'll take 1 more card. And we have the Devil. Wow, I love that these 2 came right each other. A message of caution here, pile number 1. We have the 10 of Swords. Be mindful of what you're wishing for right now. Because whenever the 9 of Cups is reversed, it always gives me that message of you're wishing for something that you think is going to lead you to happiness, that you think that's where your destiny and happiness lies. For some of you, this could mean that you genuinely believe that if you don't marry a certain person, you're never going to be happy. You genuinely believe that if you divorce a certain person, your life is doomed. Or you genuinely believe that there's something related to a wish fulfillment, which is not how it seems. So there's a message here to rethink, reconsider what you're wishing for, because what you're wishing for is what you're manifesting. And then when it comes true, you may not have the ability to either sustain it or manage it. Okay, so that's coming in the next 2 years. For most of you who's watching this file, there is an ex returning, and this ex is not somebody you actually like. This is somebody you've had a bad breakup or a bad fallout with, somebody who's had a negative impact on your mental health. For some reason, destiny will bring you both again together. And this is where that Queen of Swords and that King of Swords energy comes in and says, have you learned your lesson? Are you able to manage and navigate through this journey this time in the correct way? Okay. Be very mindful that in the next 2 years, if you are somebody who already has a certain number of generational wealth, and you have generational wealth from your forefathers, be mindful of not losing that money to over-ambitious plans, to plans which you initiated in the spur of a moment, but then did not have the ability to follow through. Keep that attitude of gratitude, stay stringent or stay disciplined, and pick up projects which you know you would be keen to end. okay? There may be certain opportunities that can become like, oh, I got really excited and then I made investment into this plan or into this thing, and then it just fizzles out and you end up losing a lot of money, okay? Similarly, on the other spectrum, if you're serviced, if you are in a profession, be mindful of backache or back injuries coming in from excessive sitting. I know that will apply to a lot of you, including myself. I mean, I'm typically a walker and a talker. So take care of your back health, okay? If you are somebody who's already having niggling spine issues or back issues or posture issues, this is a word of caution. Tarot is always, remember, guidance and not blueprint predictions. It's a word of caution to be mindful that you're taking care of the health of your spine, because otherwise in the next 2 years you may have to visit, and I'm not a doctor, don't take this as a medical, but I'm reading the cards. Your back may be the reason that you have to spend a lot of money on your medical treatments and then miss out on certain professional opportunities that you may not want to miss out on, okay? I don't know why I'm getting this message repeatedly for you, pile number 1. If you are in a bad marriage, if you are in a bad relationship, destiny will make it harder and harder for you. Remember, I always believe that destiny and free will go hand in hand. It's just going to get more worse if you don't let go of the things that do not serve you, of the relationships that are not healthy for you. It's for this file, I'm almost hearing like, and while I'm talking, I'm struggling to get my words out. It's almost like some of you in this file are in a relationship that silences your truth. I'm hearing the truth has been repeatedly silenced for you, pile number 1, and you're being urged, you're being nudged to accept that truth, to thereby act on that truth. If you know that this relationship is not healthy for me, this relationship does not let me be my authentic self, move out, look better, look for better things, because it's just going to get more difficult. And it may also lead to some of you, you're maybe holding on to a marriage which you think is you holding on to the commitment, but then you end up being on that side of the road where you feel cheated or you feel betrayed. And I'm just giving examples. Please don't take this message again. See, I hope you appreciate that my job as a tarot reader is to tell you the good and the bad that I see in the next 2 years happening. So that's definitely coming in. And if you are somebody who thinks that somebody is lying to you, somebody is being deceitful to you, that is truth. You got to accept that truth. You got to act on that intuition and love yourself enough to walk away from things that silence your own truth. Okay, we're going to move towards the third part of the reading, wherein I'm going to ask angels and Sai Baba to give you some additional guidance when it comes to how should you navigate the next 2 years to make it the best for you. If what I have said has resonated with you, with where you are in life, with what you believe is unfolding for you, whether it's from the financial sense or the traveling sense or your personal aspects in life, don't forget to give a thumbs up. It does mean the world to me. And for this pile, I want you guys to leave me in the emoji section a sword, because you're clearly divinely protected by Archangel Michael. That's, by the way, an archangel that you should work with, and he will guide you through what's unfolding in the next 2 years. Keep yourself open to surrendering, which is why we had that hangman, to the divine plan. Don't be fearful of what destiny is bringing you, whether it's a breakup, whether it's alignment to your truth, because with the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords together there, you're definitely coming to a place of better balance, better acceptance, okay, which is a beautiful thing if you let that unfold. Let's look at, I hope you leave me a sword emoji if you've reached till this part of the reading. Tells me that you had picked pile 1, tells other people as well that they're not alone and other people are going through this journey, which is a part of a Taropal community. Okay, so we have, oh my God, you can't make this up. I need a moment, guys. I wish I had shuffled on camera, because I, of course, I don't see the pile. Before I start hit record, I just make the piles and then I hit record. But sword, Archangel Michael. I mean, these are synchronicities that happen a lot in tarot readings, but this really gave me goosebumps, okay? I acknowledge his presence, and you're powerful people, you're powerfully protected, and connect with him, connect with Archangel Michael, okay? This is beautiful, guys. I just absolutely love it. A Libra could be significant for you guys, by the way, because there's a lot of swords energy that are connected with Libra. Okay, clear yourself. You can't make this up. if there's a bad physical habit, if there's a bad relationship, if there's something that you know has never fulfilled your soul. This could be a profession, this could be a person, this could be anything that you know has been a detractor. Let it go, because if you do, there are better things lined up for you. Okay. All right, we have vegetarian and veganism. This brings me back to your first set of oracle messages, which was you may actually go through a complete lifestyle change, a complete body image change. Okay, and also if not all 7 days, this is a card that also talks about your medical health, your overall physical well-being will get better if you choose to be a vegetarian for at least 1 or 2 days in the week, if that's where you can start. I'm going to wrap this up with Sai Baba messages. I loved reading this. That Archangel Michael synchronicity is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, so what does Baba want to tell you about destiny in the next 2 years for you? Okay, what's unfolding? And okay, this wants to come out. Wow, this is harvest. Some of you may actually get very interested in growing your own organic food, by the way, okay? Or you could get into a profession which is linked to organic farming or organic food. This also talks about whatever you sow as you watch this video, whatever you are instilling in your mind, okay? You are going to get the benefit of it. So it all goes back to, are you planting good karma? Are you being true to yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? Because if you are, you will harvest that. The color green is popping up and the color purple. So these could be 2 lucky colors or colors that you surround yourself with, of course, in the next 2 years. Green is, of course, also linked with heart chakra, which is, again, something your relationships have to be true and authentic to you. There is the community card. Okay, this card talks about bringing you closer to your soul family, to people who are like you, to people who will help you. And remember that this whole world, whoever you're scared to let go of today, in the next 2 years, you would be laughing with a couple of people sitting at a beautiful place that, oh my God, I was so scared to let that relationship be gone. Okay, one last card from Baba. What does pile number 1 need to know? If you have invested money in any kind of a stock market, this is not a financial experts video. This is reading cards. Give it time for at least the next 18 months to grow and to stay stable, because it's going to give you money and returns. Okay, this is a reminder that you are the whole universe in yourself. Pile number 1, this reading has been all about encouraging you to be true to yourself. This reading has all been a lot about how confident do you feel and how much do you remember that you can write your own destiny and you can drive your own destiny if you are ready to be honest with yourself with what will it take from you. Okay, what is the price to pay for a happy life? What is it that your body needs? Some of you will get connected to, again, powerful gurus or mentors. And if you aren't somebody who's yet discovered the magic of chakra meditation and chakra healing, the next 2 years will bring you again very close to such holistic processes. I've loved doing this reading for you. It was pretty fun. And I mean, that Archangel Michael moment, I want you guys to remember it and tell me, hopefully 2 years later, from whenever you watch this reading, how did life unfold for you? Thank you again for giving me an opportunity to read for you. Do share it with your friends and family if this is something that you know they would be interested in or will help them as well. I will see you in your next video. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome. Pile number 2. Those of you who's picked the villain card or the image that we have put in on the thumbnail. We are going to look at, we're going to do this Oracle, then Tarot, and then Oracle cards, guidance against, with Sai Baba additional cards at the end. We have the villain card, and I'm already channeling a message here. Some of you may actually become very interested in music, if you're not already, in a professional way. Some of you are destined to be very popular social media influencers, like very popular. I'm not talking about the usual ones, but like people will know you. People will know your work through the channel of social media. And for others of you, if you are a very specific message, some of you may be music producers or someone who plays a certain kind of I don't know why I was going to say ornaments instead of instruments. So maybe jewelry business is another thing that I'm picking up on, but instruments. If you are a musician who plays a particular kind of, and a very unique kind of instrument, though not like a guitar, which, is pretty common, but something less common, that interest, that passion will will take you places, okay? Will literally take you places, okay? Okay, unlike pile 1, where I was having difficulty channeling messages because it was almost like there's a wheel that covers it, yours is flowing much faster, okay? Some of you are very interested or will travel to South Asia countries or Asian countries like Japan. I'm seeing Korea, I'm seeing Indonesia, I'm seeing Thailand, I'm seeing Vietnam. These kind of countries, you may actually travel within the next 2 years, okay? And you may you may feel in one of these travels that you belong to one of these countries in one of your lifetimes, or you may just radically decide that I'm going to move to one of these South Asia countries, okay? Singapore, you get the point, right? This entire region, you will start traveling, okay? I'm already getting more messages, but I want to see more cards here. Okay, we have the Phoenix. I'm seeing red hair, so you may actually meet somebody with red hair. We have, oh my God. You know, just tell me in the comment section below if you guys enjoy me shuffling on camera. I stopped doing that. My earlier videos used to have that because I felt like, you know, it's just, sometimes people get impatient and they like kind of click away because they don't want to see the card shuffling. But I love how magic unfolds when I'm talking red hair and we have the word red showing up, okay? Forgive, okay. That comes up as a message. We'll talk about it. Let's look at 3 major arcanas here. We'll use your angel cards at the end. What are some key events happening for pile number 2? We have the Hierophant, whichever way you want to say it. Judgment. Oh my God. Hi. This pile is super spiritual, especially when it comes to spirituality linked with music and water. These are 2 elements that are coming in very closely, okay? We have Justice, okay? Some of you very clearly with the Hierophant and the Justice as a combination may have an arranged marriage or may get an arranged marriage proposal. Justice is about contracts and legal contracts, and Hierophant does sometimes talks about traditional systems. So this could, for many of you, mean that you are going to get married in an arranged marriage setup, okay? For others of you, this could actually also mean that you're married, but you're married to somebody who's very traditional, who's very spiritual, who's very disciplined and has a set way of life, okay? And you may be someone who doesn't really resonate with those words. You've never been a very spiritual, or you've never been very disciplined and organized, and that could be a change that this marriage brings into your life, okay? Judgment to the card red, which talks about forgive, and it's a card 10, and we have a number 20 here with the Judgment. In the next 2 years, you may actually see yourself, and you'll be very proud of it, that you're able to forgive people way more easily. It's almost like they don't bother you as much. In fact, people from the past whom you've not been able to forgive and you've held a lot of grudge against, you'll start becoming more gentler towards that side of yourself. You'll start seeing their perspective. You'll start forgiving them for who they couldn't be or what they couldn't give you, on those lines, okay? 10 months from now, 11 months from now, and 9 months from now, and 20 months from now, because we're doing a 2 years reading, these are some significant months that are popping up to me, okay? Yeah, 10, 9, 11, 5th month, yeah, that's also coming in. Some months from whenever you're watching this where you'll see certain things that we are talking about today unfold, okay? Some of you have been considering a profession also in armed forces, some of you who are watching this reading. And if that is what your calling is, either it's armed forces or it's law and order or it's keeping the justice in whatever form. This could again be a lawyer, this could be a social activist. Those kind of professions, if that's been your calling or you've been thinking of doing something on those lines, this is a confirmation that destiny will get you aligned to those professions, okay, to those career paths. Gratitude journaling for you guys is going to become big. Like if you're not somebody who already does it, you'll start doing it religiously. You'll start feeling very connected to that spiritual activity or that spiritual ritual of being someone who consistently remembers things that they have received and they've been grateful for, okay? Any of you who are in any form of a legal dispute, okay? This will work out beautifully in your favor. And if there are people who have misunderstood you for a very long time, during this legal dispute being ongoing, they will start seeing your side of the story. You may actually forgive the other party, whatever they've done to you or whatever is the dispute about, but everybody in your life will start seeing your version of the truth, will start seeing how true you were, and there's a lot of tables turning in your favor. That's what I'd like to say, okay? Be mindful though of dogmatism. What do I mean by that? The next 2 years, destiny will test you, and it's a test. I'm not saying that's who you're going to become. It's a test of, can you not be very rigid when it comes to traditional or the ways that ways things have always been done, okay? Ways things, I've always invested money in this way. I've always run my company this way. I've always, there's this, I have always done this kind of a narrative. Be mindful for it, because that's going to be a test from your destiny. If you have, from your journey, from your soul contract. For this pile, I also want to tell you guys, there are a couple of readings I've done. You'll find them in my timeless reading playlist, or you can just simply type Akashic Records and Taropal. You should watch those videos. There's clearly some message, some guidance for you there, because it's coming up for me again and again. Some of you will quit smoking. If you have been somebody who's been a consistent smoker, you will completely quit smoking in the next 2 years. But going back to that previous message of, don't become rigid or be mindful of any kind of a spiritual ego setting in. What is a spiritual ego? Oh, I'm better than them because I could forgive them. I'm better than this because I do not seek validation. Anything that we start thinking we are better at from the rest of the people, or we think that we are different and we can no longer be a part of the previous or any other kind of a community, when we start alienating ourselves, that is spiritual ego, okay? So be mindful of spiritual ego, because that karma, justice is also karma, will come back and bite you, okay? Be mindful of destiny, or you becoming, through destined events, any event wherein you make anybody else feel small or judged for their decisions. Destiny will give you opportunities repeatedly in the next 2 years, pile number 2, to either be the person who people feel listens to their side of the story, has a big heart, is generous, or who people feel that has got high-headed, okay, has no place for another person's view of the world. And that's that test that destiny will put you through it. If you pass it, there's definitely success and respect. Most importantly, respect. In the next 2 years, you're definitely coming to a position, and that's why they say power is not for everybody, fame is not for everybody, respect is not for everybody. Remember I said social media stardom. It's very easy when you get these things to become so stuck in your head that you start becoming the reason of your own downfall. You know what I mean, right? Like if somebody becomes too proud, or if somebody becomes too alienated, or if somebody starts having no respect for other people's way of living, they're bound to have a downfall, right? Because then they're going to treat people badly, and then they're going to not be nice to people. So there's definitely success. There's definitely an opportunity to be somebody's safe space. That's also another word I'm hearing. People may start seeing you as their safe space. Are you giving them that due respect? Is what destiny will test you for. And if you do, there is that energy of Saturn here. Saturn always talks about giving you the benefit, giving you the fruits of how you chose to behave when you were at the position of power. Will you go higher from there, or will you just go down and that ship has sailed kind of a story, okay? Again, for many of you, I do strongly see religion, spirituality, and traditional ways coming up repeatedly. So some of you may actually get very curious and pick up a particular kind of a sadhana. Like you make a change in your lifestyle, that every morning you wake up and you do some sort of a chanting, and then before you go to bed, those kind of lifestyle changes, or faith changes, or how we live, or how much we inculcate spiritual practices. That is going to change for you, okay? I don't know why for this pile, I'm repeatedly seeing images of Japan. Okay, so some of you may be fascinated by Japan. Some of you may travel to Japan. You may meet somebody in Japan, or the tradition of Japan could be making you very curious, whichever one that plays out with, okay? Another thing that I'm seeing for sure is music, water. These are some symbolic things, and these will mean different things to each of you, okay? I'm seeing music, I'm seeing water. lilies also for some reason, okay? Lilies may become significant to you, or they may play a significant role in your destiny. Please understand, I'm clairsentient and clairvoyant, and we're doing a general reading. So, of course, not every image or not every message is for you, but I have to tell you what I see or what I read, okay? We're going to move towards the second part of the reading, where we're going to elaborate on everything we've seen. How does this unfold? What lies ahead? And you give me a minute. Let us shuffle the camera. Sorry, shuffle the cards, shuffle the camera, shuffle the cards, and be right back. Okay, we are asking Spirit for pile number 2. What does destiny hold? What's the journey? Okay, I got a lot of cards together, so we'll see that. We have the Empress reversed. We have 8 of Swords. We have the Queen of Coins. We have the Page of Cups. For some of you, I heard that, and I feel you. I get that. Some of you watch tarot readings, and the Queen of Coins, which is the Queen of Pentacles, keeps coming back. Okay, and some of you literally heard I heard you guys say like, oh, here she is again. Okay, so we have the Page of Coins. Okay, we have 2 pages. Okay, we have, oops, sorry, I shook the camera. See, shuffling the camera, like I said. 1 second. Okay, we have 4 of Cups reversed, and we'll take 3 more cards. What does destiny hold for pile number 2 is in the next 2 years? Thank you, Spirit. What does, okay, we have 3 cards. We'll take them. We have 10 of Cups. Who doesn't want to see that card? Okay. We have the 7 of Coins reversed. Okay, right under the Queen of Coins. Interesting. We have the 7 of Cups. So we have 2 sevens, 2 pages, and 1 more card. What does the next 2 years hold for destiny for pile number 2? Okay, and we have the Moon. All right, we have secrets. Clearly, Spirit doesn't want to tell me the whole story here and now for pile number 2. Your underlying message, oh my God, marriage is really coming up for a lot of you. Okay, some of you may actually get married within the next 2 years. We have the 4 of Wands, which is, we had the Hierophant, we had a lot of marriage cards here already. Okay, but moving away from the message of marriage. Next 2 years, a lot of messages. Okay. With marriage, I can also see, by the way, for a lot of you, children. Okay, now, of course, some of you may adopt kids. Some of you may become teachers. Some of you may be surrounded by kids just in general. In your family, you may have kids, right? There's also that feeling of allowing your inner child and your inner child emotions to be set free, which is what brings you to this 10 of Cups energy. What do I mean by that? In the next 2 years, some of you may actually start doing, if you've never done, shadow healing, journaling, going to a therapist, whatever that means to you when it comes to healing and sitting and allowing your emotions to flow, okay? You're learning to be more gentle with your emotions, okay? And you're learning to make time for planning, okay? You're no longer somebody who will just, it's almost like in the next 2 years, you plan a week ahead, you plan 10 days ahead, you're becoming more organized when it comes to what is my next month going to look like, what are my next 4 months goals, and you actually follow through. Those are not just, those are not just things that you make as routines and then never follow up on. There are going to be a lot of options which may confuse you when it comes to, for some of you, this is linked to your place of residence. So what do I mean by that? Maybe you will have multiple homes in the next 2 years. You have a home in an X city or in one place, and then you have another place that you also frequently stay at. So options when it comes to your place of residence. For some of you, this may also mean that there are certain options coming up when it comes to any kind of a property that you want to buy. And you've been patiently waiting for the ducks to line up to buy the right one. So if you've been patiently waiting to buy something like a long-term investment, the right one is coming your way. Okay, so be patient, do your due diligence. Don't get frustrated with any kind of a delays that you're currently going through, because every delay that you're going through currently is just getting you aligned to a better option, okay, coming your way. I love that you have the Queen of Coins, or rather the Queen of Pentacles right at the middle. Either a woman in power who's elderly will be of great support to you. Okay, this could be, of course, a grandmother, a boss, anyone, right? A woman who's elderly and has money and social status will be a strong pillar of success, of comfort to you in the next 2 years. If you don't know who I'm talking about, that's somebody who's coming in new. For many of you who've been struggling with any kind of a creative project, any kind of a business to take off, or for some of you, this is literally getting pregnant, okay? Could mean anything with the Empress. It's linked very deeply to your gut health and your womb health. What do I mean by that? We carry the DNA and the curses and the ancestral trauma through lifetimes after lifetimes, right? For this pile, in the next 2 years, you're going to find that you're going to start feeling first better in your body before that actual baby, that actual manifestation comes into being. For others of you, if this is a career or a passion project that you keep thinking that you're not good enough. This could be like you're a musician and you think you're not good enough. This could be like you've always known that you want to do a jewelry business, but you've just never had the courage to do it. Or you always keep procrastinating and thinking like this is not the right time to go for it. The next 2 years, it's almost like you lose patience with your own excuses and then you just one day wake up and take the leap, okay? There's a need here to also be considerate of anything in the next 2 years that unfold. How will it impact your future generations? Okay, your decisions, you'll start considering and you'll start looking at life from the lens of what I'm doing today, who I choose to be today, has a significant impact on the generations to come. You're going to start looking at life from that bird's eye view of knowing that even though you're a small part of the universe, everything that you're doing is a ripple effect for not just yourself, not just your current community, for those after you. And those kind of thoughts will be driving your decisions in the next 2 years, okay? The Ten of Cups, of course, talks about overall sense of contentment. This means many things, and that's why I love this card. It's not the card that says, oh, you're just going to have a family. Of course, while that it can mean that, we did see a lot of arranged marriage and family and babies and a joint family situation coming up for many of you. But more importantly, it means inner happiness. It means contentment with what we have. It means true joy that comes from the knowing that everything I have is good enough, okay? Which is why, I don't know if it was your pile or first pile, but gratitude journaling is one way to kind of connect and remember that everything I have is already good enough. I want you to claim that in the comment section as an affirmation. If that connects with you, write it. Everything I have is already good enough. And that's how you send that message to the universe that you have the ability to take on more, okay? More business, more relationships. If you've also been somebody who's often been overwhelmed by the relationships that you have to manage in life, that's easing out for you. I'm not saying that they're going to get lesser. It's just going to get easier for you to manage these relationships in your life, okay? I strongly do see for many of you pile number 2s, there's some sort of a business related to Venus. Now, Venus is related, like I said, to art, so paint, I also heard for some of you home decor, some sort of a business which is related to Venus. This could also be anything related to skin or beauty, okay? Which is coming up in the next 2 years. And and maybe for many of you, this comes after marriage. You may also marry somebody who has an artistic business, okay? Your dreams may become very prophetic in the next 2 years. That's another strong message with the Seven of Cups and the Moon. You may start developing clairvoyance as an ability, okay? And as you do that, it's almost like, I know it's a little spooky message for some of you. Don't take it if that's not who you are. It's almost like in the next 2 years, you're going to start listening, whether in dreams or whether through your inner knowing, what your future children or what children who are to come into this world, just the overall world, would want from our generation. Okay, I'll say that again. It's almost like you know intuitively, whether through dreams or otherwise, that this is who my kids will want me to be when they are older. Okay, does that make sense? And that inner knowing, that inner compass will start guiding you, okay? For all of you, I do see a certain sense of grounding, a certain sense of connecting to family, and family becoming a very important part of your life in the next 2 years, pile number 2s, okay? I'm going to look for some angel guidance here and see what angels have to tell us of how do we navigate through the next 2 years of what destiny is unfolding to you. Always remember that destiny is, at the end of the day, the free will has a part to play with it, what decisions you make, what choices you do take, okay? Which is what that Eight of Swords also wants to tell us. Nothing is beyond your reach if you just allow your intuitive knowing to guide you, because your intuition is going to deeply rise, okay? Some of you will get very close to your mother, by the way. If you've had an estranged relationship with your mom, it's going to get better. Let's see what the angel card guidance have to say to us. We have crown chakra. We talked about intuition, growing, and psychic abilities, and the moon, okay? If you've reached till this part of the reading, I want you guys to leave me 2 moon emojis. That tells me that you've picked pile number 2, tells other people that they are in the same journey as you. You're going to visit a lot of places of pilgrimage in the next 2 years, pile number 2. Pilgrimage could mean different things to different people. It could be actual literal pilgrimage that you take. It could also mean that you find places which make you feel very connected. Okay, travel is very much seen, like I said, with this pile, which makes you feel very connected to the divine. Okay, which makes you feel like, I know I'm a part of the larger universe and I'm not just here to pay my bills and just have those 2 relationships and die. You're feeling more connected to the larger community, the greater purpose, okay? We have visualized success. Love this. Money is definitely growing for you, pile number 1. And cancel, clear, delete. It's almost like a lot of the things that I've said to you today in this reading, some of you literally were like, oh, she's just sounding too good to be true. And if that's what you're thinking, I want you to cancel, clear, delete that thought, that self-doubt that you hold, okay? And I want you to know that in the next 2 years, you will have ample opportunities. We have that judgment card show up for you, which always talks about second chances. Anything in life that you currently feel is gone and I will never have a second chance at it because that's just taken away from me. Cancel, clear, delete that thought, okay? Because there is an opportunity for you to manifest it, to do something right. It's for almost for some of you, it is like you've done something wrong in the previous lifetime and you had hoped that life gives you an opportunity to correct it in the next one and you're going to get a chance to do so, okay? So that's what destiny will bring to you. Wow. Okay, I'm not taking that part because I wasn't ready. If you've so far liked this and this has helped you, encouraged you, don't forget to hit that like button. I'm moving to the last part of the video, which is asking Baba for guidance for how to navigate through the next 2 years. What does he want to tell us for the next 2 years that destiny holds for us? Okay, we have, wow, isn't that a beautiful message to get when we're talking about destiny and 2 years ahead? Live here and now. That's the message. So everything that you're thinking for the next 2 years, are you doing it today? Are you ready for it today? If Baba brings you all the blessings that we talked about, are you ready to sustain it today? And if the answer is no, I want to be a different person, I want to have a different lifestyle, I want to have different money, then the message comes to your tomorrow begins today when you are able to make your today exactly in alignment to what blessings you're going to get tomorrow, okay? Oh, that was almost poetic. Let's get 2 more cards. What does Baba want to tell us for the next 2 years in destiny? What's happening? Okay. Beautiful message. Karmo ki shuddhi, which again brings me back to that message. It's almost like you didn't do something right in the past and you're going to get an opportunity to do it correct in the next 2 years. Okay. You're getting that opportunity to correct something, fix something. I think you also had the Justice card, which again talked about karma. Connect yourself to the energy of a guru, pile number 2, okay? Because whenever we're going through karmic cleansing, karmic healing, karmic balancing, the guidance of a guru really helps. By guru, it could be like Sai Baba, it could be any guru, it could be Vaheguru, it could be, Guru Nanak, it could be... Connect yourself to a spiritual entity that you feel can guide you while you're going through the next 2 years, okay? That's the message I want to tell you. One more card, please. Om Sai Ram. And here we go. Wow, we have reasons to celebrate. Okay, it literally says Utsav, which is you will have ample reasons to celebrate, and especially celebrate with family. I don't know why I'm seeing with this card, of course, with the diyas there. The next two Diwalis, okay, if you are somebody who celebrates Diwali, if not, for some of you, this could be Christmas. The next two Diwalis and Christmas are going to be very significant, very fun for you. You're going to have your larger family together, and remember to give back to the community when these opportunities of celebration come up in the next 2 years. You're definitely being blessed in the next 2 years by spiritual awakening, by family, by having the ability to correct something that was done wrong. Remember to be grateful. Remember to share this joy with those who are not as privileged as you. Absolutely beautiful reading. I hope you watch the Akashic Record readings as well, which is a reminder I want to tell you. You will have messages in it. If you've liked it, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Share it with a friend and who would also enjoy this reading. And I will see you in your next one. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome. Last but not the least, pile number 3s. Those of you who picked either through this card or the image that you've gone with. If you haven't seen the 2024 3 parts reading, I feel called to tell this pile, if you're watching this in 2024, of course, do go watch it, and I think you'll get a lot of clarity as to how the next n number of months, whenever you're watching this, are going to flow for you. Let's start off. We're going to do Oracle and 3 major arcanas first. Then we'll shuffle cards from the tarot deck to see how does the next 2 years unfold for you. And we will wrap it up with angel guidance, which, wow, half flipped. Okay, we'll wrap it up with angel guidance and Sai Baba Oracle messages. So pile 1 and pile 2 were pretty interesting. Let's jump into pile 3. Let's look at this. We have Mirror. Wow, this card, if you're thinking why it's torn like that, my cats chewed on it. Okay, so Mirror, treat your body like the palace it is. Some of you were drawn to 1 or are coming from 1. If you are, that's just the connection that I'm seeing. Wow, this card rarely comes up. Thorns, weave together the crown you deserve. Okay. There's been a rejection of some sort in your life which holds a very deep wound. Okay, and I'm saying rejection. This could be you really wanted to get a job and you didn't. You really wanted to marry someone and you couldn't. Any kind of a rejection that has held a very deep impact on the decisions that you've made so far. And that wound healing, that healing of that wound is what I see the very first thing in the next 2 years unfolding for you. And destiny will show you why did you have to live through that rejection, how that rejection, every rejection is a protection. Okay, that's a knowing, that's a saying, and I know it sounds almost optimistic, but it's actually rather a very divine truth. Every rejection is a protection for that particular individual. 5 months from now, 4 months from now, and 10 months from now, whenever you're watching this, there's going to be a significant change in your overall mental health for the good. Okay. Some of you have a very significant sister or a Masi. Okay, Masi is mother's sister that you're very strongly connected with, or her energy is coming in the energy of spirit, and she really wants to tell you that you're beautiful. Just a very clear message, a channel message. Okay, you're beautiful just the way you are, and that's a knowing that you need to have. Okay, if you're somebody who's never had a focus on when it comes to diet or health or what you put into your body, that Mirror card tells you that your life is reflecting back to you in every way possible, how you're treating your physical vessel. Okay, and we often forget that it is not just the physical aspect of us that gets impacted. It is also our spiritual aspect. It is also our emotional well-being, depending on what we eat, how well we eat, how clean we eat. And in the next 2 years, you're getting very serious about it. Okay, you're going to start considering, is this really doing me any favor to just mindlessly eating? Okay, you're going to become very mindful. I'm not saying that you're going to quit everything that you love eating, but you're going to become mindful. You're going to become very balanced, because you'll start seeing the difference that it makes in your not just physical life, but your overall well-being. Okay, a very 18 plus message here, because it's a YouTube video. I'm not going to deep dive into it. your life when it comes to the bedroom is going to get spicier. Okay, I'm just going to table it there. You're just going to get more of it. That's all I'm going to say, because again, YouTube, censorship, I don't want to go there. Okay, but you get the point, right? Some of you will become very intrigued with hair, coloring your hair, growing your hair. And I know these are smaller things of destined aspects, but every small ripple effect of transformation plays a bigger aspect, is what I strongly believe. Some of you may choose to become an architect, and you may make up your mind that I'm going to become an architect. I don't know how, and I don't know how I'm going to study. Or maybe you are somebody who's already studying in the field of architecture, and you're going to become a successful one. Okay. Some of you are also going to become alchemist. What do I mean by that? You're going to transform this wound, this pain that I'm very strongly seeing in the next 2 years into one of your biggest stories. Some of you may write a book, and that book will tell other people, inspire other people. This could be a self-help book. Something that has given you a deep wound. In the next 2 years of your life, destiny will turn that into one of your biggest blessings. And that will mean different things to different people, right? But a wound, a pain will convert into power for sure in the next 2 years. Okay, that's what I'm clearly seeing. I'm going to get the next cards. We have the Magician. See, that hair energy is coming up. Some of you may be hairstylist. The Fool, talk about new beginnings here. And the Emperor. Wow. Okay. First off, wherever you are today, in the next 2 years, you would almost be unrecognizable in every good way. Like I said, when it comes to your mental and physical health, you're making a fresh start. You're making a new start. Some of you are literally relocating to another country. Okay. And you're making new friends. You'll have a very different set of people that you connect with day in and day out. Okay. We have strong Gemini, Sagittarius and Aries energy here, which could be, of course, zodiac seasons, which are relevant in the next 2 months. Next 2 years. These could also be people who you attract and come in connection with. You're definitely learning also a new language. Okay. If not a complete language, definitely getting more curious about a particular culture or a particular language, because the Fool and the Magician, so it's the Gemini and the Sagittarius axis, which is both about short distance travel, long distance travel, learning about culture, the sense of curiosity rising to a large extent. Okay. The Emperor, of course, always talks about rise in social status, and I'm not surprised by that, because whenever somebody changes their lifestyle when it comes to physical aspects and how do they treat their body, I've always seen a better professional aspect or better financial aspect when it comes to it. Okay. Some of you have a deep father wound, which will surface in the next 2 years. I'm not going to say that it's going to heal. In fact, it may be one of the most triggering things that you're dealing with in the next 2 years. I'll be as honest as that. But it's almost like, while it is triggering the wound of the father, while it is annoying, there's a message here of you have an ability to, again, like I said, you're an alchemist, right? What you will think, the Magician is the master manifester, is what you will manifest. So if you start thinking that this trigger is helping me become a better person, you literally will. Okay. For pile 1 and pile 2s, I still saw the changes slightly more spread across in the next 2 years. For this pile, I don't know why I feel a lot of the things that I'm reading is going to happen within the same year that you're watching this reading. Okay. It's much more closer and sooner. Okay. Traveling is, of course, like I said, repeatedly coming up for you guys. Some of you may also choose to upskill yourself in something. So upskill in your current profession, or take up a degree in the next 2 years. Like a formal set of education, formal set of upskilling is seen for you within the next 2 years of your life. Okay. Which will again give you more money, give you more social respect. Okay. And it's almost like, yet even though I'm saying all of that, somehow in the next 2 years, you're very unbothered by it. You're very unbothered by how does the society see you, or who is looking at you, or there's almost like you've had a sense of comparison so far about your journey with the journey of others. But in the next 2 years, your journey unfolds in a way that you no longer care. And the moment you stop caring is the moment you also start becoming more, that's what they always say. The moment you let go is when you start manifesting as well. Okay. You may also attract somebody like a romantic partner who is from the foreign lands, from a different culture. Foreign lands can mean different things, because when these cards were made, foreign lands literally could sometimes mean another state. But somebody who's not from your own culture, somebody who's from a different culture, from a different religion, may also come into your life. And this would be a triggering relationship, in the sense of, again, this could be romantic or not, but I do strongly feel for most of you this is romantic. Triggering in the sense that they will challenge you to become a better person. They will be so different from you, yet so aligned to your energies, that it's almost like the two of you consistently trigger each other to become better versions of yourself. Okay. Some of you may actually also get very interested in dancing and either take that up like a full-time profession, or I have a lot of artists watching me, by the way, and pile 2 had musicians, pile 3 has dancers, or you may actually do it in a more form of a spiritual practice, like, you know, you participate, and when you're trying to feel connected to the divine, you dance, or you become somebody who participates a lot in cultural functions of religious events. Okay, those kind of things is also seen in the next 2 years for you. I'm going to move to the second part of the reading. I want you guys to leave me the color red. I don't know why. That's going to be one of the colors that you're going to be very attracted to in the next 2 years. Nothing linked to destiny, but you will be. So I want you to leave me the color red, any emoji which you like from the color red. If you've reached till this part of the reading, it tells me that you've connected with me so far. And we're going to jump towards the next one, where we're going to expand around how does this unfold for you. Okay. Okay. And pile number 3. What do they need to know? What's unfolding in their destiny? What is their destiny for the next 2 years? Thank you, Spirit. What's unfolding in their... Okay, that's 9 of Pentacles reversed. See, it's that wound of... This could also be, again, that father wound. Some of you have a wound of independence, you know, like, I can do it all by myself. I don't need anybody. I don't trust anybody. And that's healing. That's going to come to the surface and heal. You can let other people help you, and you will have help around you, is that message coming up for you, pile number 3. Okay. So having somebody to lean on is what I'm hearing. Yeah, I have someone to lean on. I have someone I trust. Okay. This could even be a professional business partner, by the way. Okay. We have the 5 of Cups reversed. Lovely. Disappointments and pains turning in your favor. You're learning to see, wow, we have the Lovers. You're learning to see that everything that did not work out for you, rejection is protection. I think I'm saying that a lot this reading. You're going to start seeing that why something didn't work out turned out to be one of the best things in your life. We do have the Lovers, which can, of course, oops, too many cards. Could, of course, generally mean, again, that Gemini energy coming in. Some of you are getting very naturally curious. You will start asking more questions from people around you. Instead of assuming, you're becoming a person who really asks. And your communication in the relationships, all relationships, professional, personal, everywhere, becomes better, because you, instead of overthinking in your head and creating a story and then trying to make that story your reality, which is what that magician talks about. If you start making a narrative in your head, the magician will manifest that for you. But if you start becoming curious and you ask questions and you don't jump to assumptions, don't jump to conclusions, then you can have power in that situation. Then you're making informed decisions. The Lovers also talks about a contract or a decision or a choice that comes your way. So that's coming in. But of course, Lovers also does indicate towards the Gemini energy and the fact of finding a true love, finding somebody who you can truly trust. Okay, I strongly feel for this pile, you've never had the ability to trust someone and really lean on, and your destiny will finally get you into alignment with someone like that. We have the King of Coins. Wow. Did I say for pile number 3 or for 2? Okay, maybe 1 is a very common pile for 2s and 3s. But yeah, I do see a connection here. King of Pentacles, stability is coming in the next 2 years of in your destiny. Financial stability, a partner who you can lean on, somebody who's very emotionally reassuring to you and also makes you feel like you're financially secured. Okay. We have the 6 of Wands. This is PTSD. 6 of Wands for me is always PTSD, post-trauma syndrome disorder, which is, again, coming out of your wounds, not constantly feeling a flight or flight response, because the war is over. I don't know why I'm hearing for this pile. The war is over. Whatever inner war you were fighting, it's over. Okay. You don't have to constantly prove yourself. I'm almost feeling like a lot of people will cry, or some people will cry while they're watching this. You're fighting a battle and it's been a hard battle, but you're coming into alignment with people who no longer make you feel like everything you do is a consistent struggle. Okay. What is happening in the next 2 years? We have the Fool again. That's the Fool showing up twice. Okay, some of you are asking for guarantees in life, pile number 3s. I will only become friends when I'm sure that they will never. There's no guarantee in life, and that's what Spirit wants you to know. If you can just surrender to the unknown, embrace the uncertainty, and love the uncertainty. That's twice this has happened. Okay, a Magician is ruled by Gemini, and so is the Lovers. And then again, Fool showing up. Geminis and Sagittarius are very relevant. Some of you may have personal placements in it. Some of you may be going through a Mercury Mahadasha or a Jupiter Mahadasha. That's also likely. But new start, fresh start, taking the leap of faith, okay? And then allowing somebody to catch you, okay? It's almost like I'm hearing you're not going to fall this time, okay? We have the 10 of Coins reverse, but in reverse, it's still a good card. Right under it, let's see, 2 more cards. What's happening in the Destiny for pile number 3? What's unfolding in Destiny for pile number 3? Get that few out. We have this card has come out for all 3 piles, by the way, okay? 4 of Wands reversed. Some of you have wounds from a broken marriage, maybe. That's also perhaps likely. 2 more cards.